Hello, today I want to walk you through important aspects of your video you're going to create for the Projectile Motion Lab, and then also kind of walk you through video analysis just in case you've never done it before. So the video I'm going to show you, for this lab will be creating your own video. So you're going to go outside, throw something to show projectile motion. However, I'm going to use this sample video in here just to kind of show you and talk about important attributes you need to have. So I'm going to start by adding it. When you do this, you're going to, I can just re-show you. When you do this, you're going to click import a video and you'll pull the video from your computer. However, there are a ton of example videos that you can look at if you'd like to. So we're going to start with this one. I'm going to click on it and it's opened up. The first thing you want to do, I'm just going to talk about some important things here. So when I hit play, we can see that we can see the full motion of the ball. The ball is not leaving the frame of the video. That's an important thing when we're looking at our ball here. Another important thing here, if you look right down here at the bottom where the cursor is, there's a meter stick. Now, you have to tell the computer how long a certain distance is because the computer doesn't know the pixel to meter conversion. So we have to tell it the distance. So when you're taking your video, make sure you have something of a known length in the background. It doesn't have to be a meter stick. It could be a ruler. It could be a notebook even, because you know the length of a notebook. Anything you know the length of, or if you're in the video and you know your height, you could also do that. Another attribute of this video, the camera is not moving. So make sure whoever takes your video, that you don't have them, they don't move the camera. My advice, if you're doing this on your own, set it up, hit play on your camera and put a little kickstand or make sure it's setting up right. Then your video is not going to move. The last thing you want to make sure, and this goes back to the ruler, that the ruler is in the same plane as you. Because if the ruler was up closer to the screen or to the camera than you were standing, then the scale would be off. So those are some important things to remember. So now I'm going to start a quick tutorial over video analysis. The first thing you want to do when you load your video is you want to go to System, and you want to move these to set your scale for your graph. So you can see here, I'm going to move it, and I'm going to tell the computer that many pixels is 1 meter. So now my computer knows how much meter is. You can also set your origin. You can set it wherever you want to set it. Based off of this, I can see if I advance a couple frames, I can see where the ball is going to leave the guy's hand. But I want to make the ground 0, but I'm going to make that kind of like my Y, like my X 0. So you're going to do that in the System tab. Then if you want to go and add points, tracking, I would not advise doing that. That's going to mess up the program. I've never had really good luck with that. So for add, you're going to make sure you pick a point along the ball. You're going to choose the same point no matter where you're at. Now, I like to choose either the top or the bottom of the ball. This one's actually kind of easy to choose the middle. It just depends on the size of your object, because see how the crosshairs kind of go perfectly for that. And you're going to click. When you click, it automatically advances to the next frame. Little side point, I also advanced to the point where the ball was in the air and no longer being pushed by him. So that's a little detail. You can click and follow the ball, the whole projectile. You're going to do this with the video that you create. If you have a school Chromebook, the school Chromebook, you can use that to create your video, and you can do that to maybe you pull up camera and you just record through your Chromebook. It's really easy to do it that way, and then make sure it does the correct form of the video too. You're not going to have a weird iPhone to Chromebook transition. And you're going to continue to follow. You're going to follow the entire path of the ball until it reaches the ground. All right, so I went ahead, I paused the recording while I was finishing this out. So you can see I've got the entire projectile motion plotted. You should have this in your lab. It's okay if it continues, and I stopped plotting once it hits the ground down here. This is the first thing. So when it says to insert a picture of your video analysis, actually that's not one of the things on the lab. If it ever asks to insert a picture of the video analysis, that's what you're going to want to insert. You can also then look at the graph. So let's say I want to look at the graph and I don't really care about the video analysis anymore. You can click up here on like in the top right corner with the Instagram waffle and you can turn off video and it will get rid of that. You could also turn off data table, you can turn off graph, you can kind of choose what you want to look at. So let's say I want to look at 2 graphs because I want to look at my velocity and my position. To change your axes, you click on your axes, you can turn on and off different variables. So let's say we just want to look at our X values. Ooh, that's ugly. I'll show you how to fix that in a second. You can highlight your data. If you highlight it, you can go down to this little thing here where it says graph tools. You can apply a curve fit and you can find the equation for the line. Now let's say you've got a really ugly graph because that's just ugly. That's not what we want our X velocity to look like. But if you look here, our scale on the y-axis goes from 2 to 2.5. So if I want to fix this, I can again click to graph options and I can say edit graph options and I can change what my y-axis reads. I'm going to have it read from 0 to 3. And you can see by doing that, it flattens out my graph, which that's much more what I would hope my X velocity graph looks like. If I wanted to get some information like what's my average, average X velocity here, I can say view statistics and it gives me an average X velocity. And look at this, my slope of my position time graph is pretty darn close to my average X velocity. You're going to have to use this information to help you during the lab. So make sure you would screenshot this and put this in your lab. If you have any questions, please email your instructor.